The revolution will not be televised. Instead, it will be rendered, compressed, and digitized, jammed directly into our brains, right through our eyeballs. New stuff is coming out every week, and now it's time for some feedback.
You guys there?
All right, hello, everyone. This is Reverend Kyle, and you are watching Feedback. It is, December 19th, Friday, December 19th. Holy cow. It is amazing how much closer we are to the end of the year. And 2015, right around the corner. 2015, according to someone on the Oculus subreddit, is it going to be the year of VR? 2015, the year of VR. I think so. I think it's pretty cool. But in order for it to be the year of VR, we must have essential pieces. Essential pieces. Other than just being here in the Rift Max Theater like we do every Friday, we have to have some other pieces. Hardware might help a bit. But let's not talk about hardware today. Let's talk about some software. I have, sitting on the couch, the Winklevoss twins. No, I'm kidding. I have Jesse and Graham, who are fashionably unique, both of them wearing unique outfits. They are the VR chat guys. Jesse, Graham, how you doing?
Hey Kyle, how's it going?
Fantastic. All right.
We're doing well.
Yep. All right. Awesome. Yes.
For the record, I was wearing this guy before he was default. Can you prove that? There's video. I'm sure there's video.
Yeah, so you guys are going to talk about, like, which one of you is the Rift Max hipster? I was wearing this avatar before it was cool. All right. Yep. So, man, you guys have been busy, like super busy. VR chat has evolved into a monster. What have you got to say about that?
Yeah, no sleep, you know. We did the 3 shows in 9 days there recently. OCVR, SVVR, and VRLA. And that was a lot of fun. And any excuse we have to actually get into the same area and work at the same time is also really productive.
Yeah, you guys aren't physically located next to each other. You live in, well, different countries for that matter.
Yeah, you bet. I'm in Vancouver and Graham's in Houston.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm wondering if Graham's having some issues here. He seems to be a little quieter than he normally is.
I'm here. The audio's cutting in and out, so I'm having a little bit of trouble keeping up with the conversation, but I'm here.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, we're having all sorts of interesting technical difficulties. As you can tell, I am not my normal animated self. My Hydra's, I think the right Hydra has finally bit the dust. No button on it works, so I had to retire it. So while I'm making hand gestures in my room, you cannot see them, so I am sitting here like a lump on a log, like everyone else always is. But that's okay, because I can still move my head around. Woohoo! Yay for movement.
Yeah, I'm making a hand gesture right now.
I bet you are! Yeah. No, it's good. So, okay, 3 shows in 9 days. That is pretty crazy. I know for a fact, because I saw it on YouTube, you were at the SVVR party, had a hell of a demonstration there in front of a large group of people. What were the other shows that you did?
So OCVR was the weekend before that. They were having a hackathon, which was a lot of fun. They had a bunch of VR hardware there and a bunch of people from their local scene to come out and build whatever VR experiences they could come up with. And there's some really great stuff there. E. McNeil was there, and he made a new RTS that takes place on a little digital tabletop, and I'm sure we'll be seeing more of that soon.
It was so cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Do you want to talk about it, Graham?
It was a perfect opportunity. Sure, I'm going to give a little brief overview. Basically, there were so many cool projects going on there. Using not only the Rift, but things like Hydra. I think there's some Epson AR glasses people are using to make some cool stuff. A couple Kinects. Actually, not just a couple. There are like a dozen Kinect D2s there, which is pretty interesting. But a lot of great, crazy projects. It gave myself and Jesse some time to throw together, or I guess start throwing together what we wanted to have finished for the presentation SVVR. We had a lot of work to do, and that hackathon gave us 2 days of basically non-stop coding, which was nice, and communication. So it was a good trip.
Cool.
Met a lot of great people. Hackathons are always fun. Some good taco truck food.
That's always important. The food's got to be good.
Very much so.
Wow. Okay. So OCVR, SVVR. What was the third one?
VRLA, which is a different crowd from SVVR. SVVR, I think, is more VR enthusiasts, and VRLA seems to be more people who are looking to be exposed to VR for the first or maybe second time. It's a totally different crowd, but they're both really big crowds, which is great. I think those 2 meetups in particular show a lot of like what the interest level is in virtual reality.
Yeah, you definitely get a different vibe from the VRLA group. Not bad, just different, completely different from what you get from SVVR.
I totally agree.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it is location. You're right there in the heart of Hollywood and Los Angeles, and you've got a lot of people who are thinking about VR from an entertainment standpoint, not necessarily from a gamer or a hacker type of mentality. They want to make movies. They want to wow people, and the other groups are more about, dev relations and things like that. Very, very different group. But it's good that we have that kind of variety in the VR community. So kudos to those guys.
No, it's absolutely good. I think that they both serve very important roles in the community.
Yeah, I definitely want to see. I was just having this conversation with somebody recently about, there's a lot of filmmakers, traditional filmmakers, who think that, making films in VR, well, that's not a movie, that's not film, that's not TV, because it's different. Well, that's exactly what it is. It's different. It's not using that traditional definition, and so it will be something unique. And there's a lot of people at the VRLA group that are thinking outside the box like that. So I'm excited to see what comes from that group as we move forward into the future. Cool. So, all right. So you had 3 shows, but a lot of people probably haven't tried VR chat as of late. A lot of things have changed. A lot of things have changed over the course of the last couple months. I know for one thing is that I know when everybody logs into VR chat now. My computer tells me every time. You want to talk a little bit about what you've done in terms of your installer and your runtime and all that?
Yeah, well, one of the problems with any social application, Rift Max, AltSpace, VR chat, is what happens when there's nobody around. The experience is just not as compelling, right? And so we built a monitor app to basically alert people when people use VR chat. So little Windows, taskbar notification will pop up when there's somebody there to talk to. So, the idea is that with a tool like that, you should be possible. Well, it'll greatly increase the probability that somebody's first-time experience, they actually have somebody to socialize with and get like a true sense of what the experience is.
Yeah, I can remember a few people who I'm like, oh, you gotta love VR chat, don't you? It's great. I don't know. Every time I've ever been in there hasn't been anybody in there to talk to, so kind of dumb.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We also put like a little message of the day thing that tells you when the next meetup is on the main screen. So like when you launch the app, it'll get a little sentence there saying, come on Sunday at 4:00 when our next weekly meetup is. That goes for you too, audience. Come on by. It's Sunday at 4:00.
Heck yeah, no, it's 4:00 Pacific time.
That's right. Yes, Pacific.
Yeah, so that's like
the time
7
zone of
Eastern. Yeah. Oh, come on now. No, everybody needs to be on Eastern time. Come on now, because that's my time zone.
French time or Australian time, also popular time zones. Yeah.
Definitely not Australian time. Hey, what are they, like 12, anywhere from 12 to 16 hours difference from me. That's too much. I can't keep up with that.
Yep.
Plus, it's in the future, so I keep wanting to ask them, like, for lottery numbers and stuff, but they never have anything for me.
How's the weather tomorrow? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so, you know, a lot of us were exposed to VR Chat because it was the meeting place after Bruce's streams every Sunday. As of late, his streams have been sporadic or non-existent, or, you know, and everybody understands he's a busy guy now. How has that affected your VR Chat interaction and the number of people who have been using it?
Well, I mean, it actually did affect our interaction. I mean, we really counted on his chat log for a while to get people in, but lately, I mean, we've finally released on Oculus Share, and that has kind of more than compensated for the difference. We held off releasing on Share for as long as we could until we could get, you know, the first time experience to be as good as we could, and hope to retain some of the users we get that way. So the last few meetups have been pretty good.
That's good, yeah. I know it's a struggle for Bruce to do a stream every Sunday. A lot of traveling and business, and
now.
He is. He's a man about town. He's wearing a jacket every time I see him now. He is a sharp dressed man.
He does. He looks sharp.
Yeah, doesn't he? I mean, it's just you put a jacket on somebody and then boom, they just snazzy. Of course, look at you two guys on the couch here, just snazzy.
What I really need is a button-up short-sleeve shirt for my avatar. That's my uniform these days.
Oh, yeah. Right. Actually, now you guys in VR Chat have custom avatars, which, you know, has been a lot of fun and very entertaining. I'm curious, you know, how does one go about doing that? If I show up to a VR Chat and I'm a noob, I'm usually going to end up being, hipster Jesus, as we've called him affectionately. How does somebody go about doing their own custom avatar?
Well, Carl's actually still available, but he's off the list. We don't let people pick it
no way
anymore. Yeah. So
wow.
We've got a set of 10 kind of avatars that we have for our defaults, including a couple zombies and a couple business people and a variety in both genders. But as far as custom avatars go, it's a Unity process. Any model you can import into Unity can be your custom avatar. You do have to go to our website vrchat.net and download or sign up for the SDK, and we'll send it to you, and then it's pretty much drag and drop after that.
Now, if I remember correctly, that action of creating your own custom avatar does require a Unity Pro license. Is that correct?
It does. Yes, that's right. Right now, anyway.
Okay.
There are Unity features that we use right now that require that. You should be able to use your trial, though. I mean, the Unity gives a free trial, and
absolutely, yeah,
that should be enough.
Well, I know that's how I created most of mine. It was just handy to have laying around. And the other fun thing is when VR Chat first started, we had a coffee shop, some sort of weird castle thing, and then all of a sudden, out of the clear blue, we've got like 30 different custom rooms and Connect 4. And I mean, do you create rooms just like you create avatars?
Pretty much. Hold on just a second.
Wow.
I mean, we do. If you have a space, again, in Unity, if there's a model you can get into Unity that you want to walk around in VR with your friends, it's drag and drop at that point. Attach a script from our SDK and that's enough. But if you want to do more as well, like you can make them interactive to an easy degree right now with like doors and elevators and stuff like that. But we're also showing some of the more game-like behaviors that we've been developing lately. In fact, Graham recently put together a trap dungeon. Would you like to give us a breakdown on that one?
Look at him. He's speechless.
Yep.
Yeah, love it. We'll just pretend like he's talking. I'll be Graham. Oh yeah, it's really cool. I totally I can't.
Yeah, it's hard to push boundaries, technologically.
Yeah.
So, I mean, basically though, what we've got going there is we've like in this one level, when you walk through the door, it loads like any other level, but in this one you have a health bar over your head. And you walk through, and if you step on 3 traps, that you die and you respawn back at the start of the level. We've got like a single player side where you can explore that direction on your own and avoid traps on your own. There's also on the right hand side there's a door you can only get through if you've got 2 or more people in your group, and you can explore that side. So that's kind of the type of game behavior that we want to move towards and provide people with.
Can I shoot and kill people yet?
You can indeed. Although so this is something we're not releasing until the new year, but our new SDK goes even further into the game-like behavior domain. And although I'm not actually saying that every VR experience should have a first-person shooter, that was the experience that we prototyped in order to show people what the new SDK was capable of. We showed it at SVVR, and a number of our users got to try it out, and we hope to make it public in the new year, as we say. But it was an abandoned city with an M4 assault rifle in it, and you pick up the assault rifle, and it doesn't matter whether you're using one of our avatars or your own custom avatar, as long as it was, roughly humanoid. You got all the animations that came with the gun and all the sound effects just when you picked it up, and you fight off a dinosaur attack in this abandoned city.
Oh wow! So I guess my land shark or my elephant avatars are probably not going to be able to pick up the guns then.
You will, actually, and you'll be able to play the experience. It will just look really, really silly.
That's awesome. That's what I want. I totally love it. Of course,
I don't know where that gun's going to come out of, but it should function.
Maybe I'll go in with Papa Smurf, guns a-blazing. I love it. Now, does it care about scale at all? I mean, obviously, some of those avatars are teeny tiny, and some of them are humongous. Gun's not going to scale, though. It's just going to come out somewhere awkward.
That's right. Yeah. So the gun scale is set. So if you come in with a small avatar, it would probably look pretty silly, or a particularly large avatar. I think it would work, but it would look kind of silly.
It'd be like you're holding a little toy gun. Yeah.
Yep. In both hands for
That's
whatever
awesome.
reason. Yeah. Like your Hulk avatar, for example, you'd want it to use the rifle one-handed, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah, the Hulk. Yeah. I haven't been using that one very often. I kind of gave it to somebody. Somebody was like, "Oh, I accidentally got it. Do you care if I use it?" I'm like, "Sure, more the merrier."
Yep.
Yeah. I'm going to take it and recolor it so I can be Gray Hulk when he's the Green Hulk, palette
or
swap.
Red Hulk. Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's good stuff. So that's cool, man. I kind of feel bad because, with Bruce not streaming and it's just, that part of the year, I haven't been in VR chat. But I have noticed every time I do go in, it seems like there's new avatars, there's new worlds to play around in, even some crossover type of stuff.
I've lost track of the worlds. I have not. It's been probably 2 weeks since I've been able to keep up with the amount of content coming in and still get my work done. So, yeah, it's been really great in that regard. We have so much user-generated content now, and like we've been talking to some people who've done demos for the VR community, like Drash, for example, who did Titans of Space and the engineering deck from the Starship Enterprise. And he said, hey, do you want to maybe put this into VR chat, and then you can experience engineering with other people in it? And he was totally keen to that, and he did it up. And we featured him in the SVVR talk as well, and he just talked a little bit about how easy it was to get going. But we've also got some other people who've done experiences like that we've been talking to, who say they're fans and they've already been looking into it, and so it's getting easier and easier to get people to bring stuff in.
It was the coolest thing when you did the SVVR. I was watching the video, and you walk into engineering, and there's Drash, like he was Geordie. You're just talking to him. It was fun.
That was a lot of fun. I mean, it's scary as all heck to do a live demo like that of an online product when, as we all know, anything can go wrong. And I mean, some stuff did, but in general, it worked out pretty well.
Yeah, I thought it turned out pretty well. I also think it's cool that Blair made his Technolust initial room into a room for VR chat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all in there with the sound effects and the particle effects and stuff like that. I had to turn down the audio though because that room was not designed to hear other people in.
No, it wasn't.
But that was an easy process too. He actually gave me the Unity assets for it and let me package it up for him, so I packaged that one up and included it. But that's the last time I had to do that. Everyone else has been totally excited to go all the way through the process themselves.
It's really fun to see the community come together and build user content for a product that is really out there for everyone to use. Now, you mentioned that you recently put on Oculus Share. How has that? Have you seen numbers exponential? I mean, downloads. What have you seen in terms of usage since then?
That's good. We've gotten, I haven't actually checked lately, but it was more than 1,000 downloads. We haven't been up for long, so I'm not saying that that's awesome, but a lot of people have downloaded our program before as well. Plus, every time we update it, it updates automatically rather than needing new downloads. So, it has been great. I mean, the number of users that came through the week and the 2 weeks after we got on there was great. And the user reviews have been awesome. I mean, we're rocking a 4.7 user average, and if you're a VR chat user and you want the VR chat to succeed, go give us a 5-star rating. We'd really appreciate it.
Hell yeah! You got to get over 9,000. That's the goal. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's kind of funny because I already know you and I have talked about this in the past, and Graham actually just texted me. He said that he ate a bad burrito and he's in the bathroom right now, so we'll give him some time. I'm kidding. I just wanted to embarrass him. Where's my Android build, man?
Yeah, so we have 1.5 gears right now, and so we're working on that build. Android? I mean, I would like to see that happen pretty soon. I don't know what the holidays are going to bring for us. I know we're all pretty busy with family stuff at this time of year, as many people are, but we'll get you one as soon as we can.
That's good. That's good because I do have my Gear VR, and I've been a busy guy today. And for some of you probably heard, I released a podcast this morning. It was on Road to VR with Mark Schramm of Darkfield fame. He has this open gear project that he's working on, open-gear.com. You can go and get all the information on it, or just listen to my podcast, as you should be anyway. It's an amazing alternative to Gear VR for people who can't break the bank. Got a Note 4, but haven't gotten to Gear because it's not available yet, or you don't want to spend $200 for $20, $30. You can build one on your own. Totally amazing
totally
stuff.
Fascinating. I mean, that story is so interesting of how that came to be and where it goes. And I don't think it's over yet.
Yeah, for those of us who are involved in the private chat, there was just this hush over the chat when it's like, plug your DK1 box into your Note 4, and everybody was like, you could hear people slapping their foreheads all around the world. It was a brilliant thing, and I was really excited to do that podcast with him this morning.
Yep. Yeah, I can't wait to. So it's downloaded, but I haven't gotten to it yet. But I'll get to it soon, and I can't wait.
Oh yeah, no, it's great. It's a great listen. I really, I enjoy doing my podcast, but that episode was just what a great way to start my day. But see, here's the Australian thing, the Australian dilemma, as I call it, is that it was it was 1 a.m. for him, and it was 9 a.m. for me. So yeah, kudos to him for staying up and talking.
So I saw your podcast was actually really high on the technology podcasts list today.
Yeah, it was. Stitcher does ranking, and they had me at number 12 in their list of technology.
And all of tech. Yeah.
And all of tech podcasts.
Congrats.
So yeah, well, thank you. I'm proud of that. That's good stuff. Now I can't get anywhere in iTunes, but I'll take Stitcher, which is the poor man's iTunes.
Yep.
So I'm thinking, okay, VR chat on my Gear VR with my Note 4. I can chat and I can go in all these fancy new rooms, but my Note 4 is going to melt, right?
So, yes, is the short answer.
Okay, yes, there you go.
If we released VR chat in its current form onto the Gear, it would melt you. Plus, you'd have problems with locomotion and maybe, other problems as well. I mean, problems, how do you even move with the attach rate being so bad for the controllers? So how do you move with a touchscreen or a mouse pad basically on the side of your head as your only input device? So we have some work to do. Our work is not automatically done. It's not a straight port or anything like that. We're going to change everything about the experience. Well, not everything about the experience. You'll still have the core of getting together and socializing, but it's going to have to be something that's a little bit lighter for a mobile phone user.
See, what we need to do is we need to go back to sprites. Just a sprite avatar, and it always faces wherever you're looking.
That actually came up in the developer Skype channel today. Somebody was talking about wanting to figure out how to implement the Doom Marine as an avatar.
There you go.
The original sprites, which would be really, really awesome. I think we'll have to come up with a way to make that happen.
Yeah, I've done some work with sprites. For those who remember my Hamster on a Tree game, that was all done with sprites, and I was pretty happy with that. It's kind of fun. The difficulty would be, though, is that a look at script that always keeps the sprite looking at you. As soon as you add multiplayer, that could be a little funky. Yeah.
The look at should work. The problem that I see is actually the orientation of the player. Like, are you looking at the front of the player's walk animation or the back of the player's walk animation?
Yeah, good point. Yeah. Huh, that's interesting. I hadn't thought of that. It's a good point.
Yep.
Damn, I got to go back and recode stuff now.
It's easy enough to do if you have full script access, but, given... Well, let's just say it might work out pretty well in our SDK 2 we're launching in the new year.
There you go. Awesome. Totally love it. So, Jesse, you've had a Gear VR. How long have you had yours for?
So I don't have one, actually. I'm in Canada, so they don't really happen up here. They're not for sale up here. I've got my Note 4 that I've had since launch, but I was just talking to somebody about maybe figuring out how to get me my Gear. But
yeah.
Graham has his. I wish he was here to talk about it.
I'm actually, I said that's on purpose because I knew you were in Canada and I knew you could have it. Hey, all the better reason to build yourself an open Gear. That's the way to do it.
If I do, I probably won't talk about it.
There you go. All right, good stuff. So, it's one of the things that we do on a regular basis is we're constantly looking for the next great killer app. And everybody wants to know what the killer app for VR is. And I've been saying, and I've said it on multiple shows and in multiple venues, the great, big, giant killer app for VR is going to be a social experience. What are your thoughts on that?
So, I agree for one thing. I mean, I was on a panel recently about the metaverse, actually, and the thing that we came up with collectively as a group of panelists was that you want to have a consistent identity. You want to be able to do basically everything you can do in reality and a few other things you can't do in reality, and that you want to do it with other people, right? I mean, that is what the Matrix is, or the Oasis, or the metaverse. They all kind of represent that, and that is the killer app, definitely. Social, though, is transitioning from a product is not... Just being social is not a product anymore. Being social is now a feature. I mean, there's a lot of people that are adding social to their experiences. VR Chat, RiftMax, AltSpace, and more. But you need to go more than that. RiffMax has movies, right, and that's doing very well for them, and karaoke and the stages and stuff like that. These are the features that make RiffMax such a compelling experience to be in, and that is something that everybody needs to take into consideration. Is that social isn't an app anymore; it's a feature.
Wow, I love that. I totally love that. I hadn't really given it much thought, because if you really think about it, you're right. We're sitting in a theater. The goal, the intention of this program was originally sit in a theater and watch it with other people. But sitting in a theater is not really a social experience. Going to the movies with your buds or your girlfriend or whatever, it's not a social experience. You're just sharing an experience. So a social experience as a feature, I mean, you could do it. You could add social experience to anything at this point. I mean, I'm surprised we haven't seen Candy Crush or Angry Birds with social experiences built in.
Well, I mean, we're definitely seeing it in Space Sims, right? Now, it's not full-on avatar-based social, but it is voice social, you know? There's a lot of apps that have a multiplayer component that you could consider social.
Oh yeah, and a lot of the big popular games like Call of Duty and all that stuff, they thrive on that ability to talk to other players.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, although the level of conversation in those games is...
What? Noob? All right.
Oh, the polite version, I see, yes.
Ah, yeah, well, trying to keep it at least PG-13-ish, Cool, so, it totally sucks that I don't have the ability to display this right now because my hydras are broken, but I was going to move my hands, pretend that I'm moving my hands right now, and I'm going, look at me with all of my movement. I wish I could do that in VR chat, because that would be awesome. What's up?
We very nearly, well, I can't really talk about that, but we almost had a hardware component to our demo at SVVR. That would have been something interesting that people hadn't seen before, and we definitely are going to support as many input devices as we can as they're released. We already support the Kinect 2. The Hydra, though, since it's off sale, is, I mean, I don't really feel rushed to put Hydra support in, because it's not the next controller, it's the last controller.
True. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But at the same time, the SDK for the stem and the Hydra is supposed to be compatible. So maybe I should have. So.
Well, I keep telling people, you should develop your game and make it Hydra compatible, because when the stem comes out, you're a title that's going to automatically support it.
Yep.
Now I have
input devices.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's, I've got a Kinect 1. I know you said Kinect 2. I've got a Kinect 1 in my closet collecting dust. You think I'll ever bust it out again?
It might actually work. The SDK could just be plug and play with the old Kinect. I'd really be interested to know what would happen if you tried that out.
Yeah, I bought it on a lark because some guy asked me to demo some software that required it, and I'm like, all right. So I went to GameStop, the Evil G, and picked one up, and I'm like, all right, I'll use it. And I've only used it like 3 times, and it literally has physical dust on it from my closet. That's how long it's been packed away.
Yeah. I think that scanning cameras such as the Kinect, or the Intel RealSense, or the Nimble VR, or the Leap controller are definitely the right direction for input, though. They each have their problems right now, and I really wish them all the best in solving those problems, because an input device that takes you less than 5 minutes to put on is really important, right? People are going to put on a suit, a couple times, and they're going to have a great time when they do it. But it's not going to be something that they're just going to throw on especially in social experiences, which is, of course, the filter I see everything through. But people aren't going to throw on a big suit just to get their social experience, because it's so inconvenient, and that's why I think scanning cameras is good. With one thing I'd add to that is that the stem controller is actually a good complement to a Kinect camera. So having them both is best, because if there's one thing that a Kinect can't handle well, it's hands. And if there's one thing that the stem handles really well, it's hands. And so if you fuse those two things together, that is like the ultimate controller. And it's so easy, you can just pick it up and use it, right? You don't need to strap it on.
Oh, yeah, I totally agree. My solution, though, when I finally do get my Prio VR suit, which I'm very excited to get, is I'm going to put it on and just never take it off. And then just always have it on. But you're right, it's going to be a difficult challenge. It's like, what are you doing? It's like, oh, it's Friday night, it's 8:30. I'm suiting up for my show tonight. Yep. But I will do that because that's what's needed.
So this was an interesting thing for me. It was developing the Kinect camera, right? That I realized that the Kinect it's set up in my office, right? And the feature works. But when it came time for the meetup, I didn't feel like getting out of my chair. And that is about the lowest barrier to entry I can think of, and I was already hesitant. I think that some input solutions are going to come across. Like, if they have a barrier to entry that's any higher than that, it's going to be a challenge to get them to use. I think that, like, I can't wait for my Prio. I can't wait for my Control VR as well. But I have very specific uses for those in mind. So, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. I think what will end up happening is a lot of us will have the suits on, and you'll see us kind of in sitting position, kind of wandering around rooms.
So I'm actually trying to get the Kinect to do upper body only, which I think we can do, and that should be.
Yeah.
And I think that the people who ordered half the Prio suit, just the upper body one, may turn out to be the wiser of us. I ordered the whole thing because I figured, I want the whole experience and stuff like that. But really, I think people are going to get 95% of the value out of the upper body.
Yeah, I think that there are some, other than just gameplay and interaction, social stuff, there are some very practical uses for motion capture and things like that the Prio suit and Control VR and whatnot, they're going to provide people. And I'm really looking forward to seeing some really interesting things come out of it, not just from gameplay, but from the motion capture. A few of us were talking the other night and ended up laughing hysterically over an idea that we came up with, and I said, damn it, I just need to get my hands on a Prio VR suit and I will be ready to do this. And so it's going to be fun, I think.
I can only imagine what the idea would be.
Oh, epic. I can't even talk about it because it's so funny, I'll just start cracking up.
Sounds good. Yeah, I think that the potential for using those things in development is definitely where they're going to shine.
Yeah, I think development's going to be a big deal. I think, there's just so many different facets. So, I mean, a lot of people knock it because it's like, I don't want to suit up to play a game for an hour. Well, that's not the only reason people are buying these things. There's multiple reasons. Yeah. And not like the STEM.
I totally will suit up to play a game for an hour too, and,
Yeah.
Or maybe I'll do them all in one long sitting.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm just never taking mine off. I hope it's waterproof.
Yeah. And BO proof.
Okay, maybe I will take it off. I'm kind of believe it or not, I'm kind of a neat freak when it comes to that kind of stuff. So, yeah, hygiene's a problem. Yeah, you don't want to be stanky. It's bad.
Oh, shit. Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
It's people were talking about like, I took my Gear VR and I showed it off to work, and I've done it. I've taken mine to work and showed it to a few people, and then afterwards you just kind of look at it, you're like, damn it, like 30 people's funk on my Gear VR now. Damn it.
The worst one though is putting it on somebody's sweaty and getting it back wet.
Oh, I've done that at a meetup. Oh, yeah. Yep. Not good. But what can you do? If only there was some sort of like attachment or removable solution. About face, Eric Greenwald.
Yeah, I gotta get one of those.
Yeah.
Yep.
Totally awesome.
I think he maybe he'll solve the Eric will solve the problem with suits as well. So give him a nice long wear time.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking about putting on one of those full body like green screen suits, those spandex suits, and then attaching my Prio VR to that, because I think that would just make me look damn sexy.
Yep. That's awesome.
Hell yeah. Wow. Okay. So we talked about NimbleSense. You brought up NimbleSense. They got snagged up by Oculus recently. Do we care? I mean, do we really give a shit?
I think that any kind of convergence on a standard is going to be awesome. Now, RiftMax and VR Chat and AltSpace are going to have a challenge with that input, in that it's only really good while you're looking at your hands. And for single-player experiences, that's fine, because everyone looks at their hands when they're doing complex stuff. But for us, our hands have to be there when you look away. So we'll have to figure out what we want to do with that animation-wise.
Yeah.
And if I turn over my right shoulder, what happens to the hand that I'm holding out in front of me? Does it go back to its animated state? Does it stay where it is until I look back? And
or does it just go flapping out into the wind like mad, like it doesn't have any idea what to do? Yeah. It's like, what's going on? Yeah, Jesse's having a virtual stroke. Yeah.
just ragdoll the limb as soon as you look away, so it just flops at your side. That'd be awesome.
It's not a bad idea. Actually, that's a very clever solution. I mean, I made that comment. I said, Leap and Nimble can, suck it, because unless they know where my hands are when I'm in a T-pose, it's pointless.
So this is interesting. Like, the other thing we could do is, this could go back to the sensor fusion stuff again, in that if you have another motion controller, right, a Prio suit or something like that, you could use the Prio for your T-pose, and when you look at your hands, then you get finger tracking, and more accurate hand position or something like that.
Okay, all right.
So there are ways to get around that. Like the Kinect also could, like, sure, you get Kinect hand tracking, which is spotty when you're not looking at your hands, but when you are looking at your hands, you can get like fingers and resolution and good gestures.
Yeah, I mean, somebody made the point to say, why do I need fingers? And there is some validity to not needing fingers for everything. I mean, yes, it's novel and it's fun, but you can even go the perception neuron route, which is basically dip me in honey and then dip me in IMUs. Who cares? But I like the idea of not having to put something on. But I have made the argument that I'd be willing to wear gloves if they made the Leap or the Nimble work better. I'd be willing to wear it.
Yep.
Yeah, but I don't think it would help.
Picking up something like a Hydra, even with its cables, or the stem, or putting on a glove, is not a significant barrier to entry. I think those things people would absolutely do, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, the controller, I still remember the hush and the murmurs at Oculus Connect when, the guys are up on the panel, all the geniuses of Oculus, and they're like, yeah, we don't have any idea what the controllers are supposed to look like for VR. We have no idea. So if you know, tell us. And everybody kind of looked at each other and went, oh, shit, they're not even close.
The announcement I was expecting, yeah.
Right.
I was one of those people. I saw some video of Oculus people talking about input and foreshadowing, and I bought into the fact that they were going to have something to tell us there, but no, I mean, I think what it was is they probably weren't ready. I mean, the Oculus are fairly perfectionist, right? And so they couldn't get it, whatever they were thinking of at the time. Maybe it was Nimble. Maybe they thought the deal would be done by then, and they'd get to announce it, and it wasn't done by then. I think that's probably what it was.
I don't know.
Either that, or they were working on something during the summer that they couldn't take to completion in time, or it wasn't going to give them the results they were looking for.
It's funny. Nimble put their Kickstarter out there, and then Oculus bought them mid-Kickstarter. If Oculus had been talking to them prior to their Kickstarter, I don't think they would have done it. I think they would have just been acquired and been done. I almost feel like this was kind of a knee-jerk reaction by Oculus to buy them.
I don't know. I think that them being able to go out and prove that they had traction in a in a market that's pretty hostile to new VR Kickstarters. You know, the people aren't making a lot of money off their VR Kickstarters anymore. But I mean, if they were able to demonstrate that there was market interest in their product, maybe that's all that the deal was hinging on. That's pure speculation. Maybe. Pure speculation.
You know, it's possible. I mean, you know, I've had other developers tell me that Kickstarters are not just for getting money; they're also for getting your name out there and to create a list of people that you can email and say, "Hey, you were interested in my stuff."
Absolutely. Yeah.
VR chat Kickstarter is that a possibility?
I don't think that the market is right for it. I think that it would be a great idea, and I'd love to give people an opportunity to chip in and to really come up with some great things to give to the audience. But I think we can spend our time somewhere else. Running a Kickstarter is a full-time job for a person. You know, it's at least one person for a whole month, and we need to put that one person for that month somewhere else right now, and I think we can do something else instead.
Yeah, because your team is like, what, 50, 60 people right now?
No, 52. No, wait.
50, okay.
2.
Okay,
Yeah,
give or take 50. There you go.
Added a 5 there, yeah. No, we've got some contributions from a couple other people that are in there, but really the full-time people are the two of us, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, it's agile. I mean, we were able to pull off some stuff pretty fast, I think, in this form.
Oh yeah, are you kidding me? I mean, it's really very fortuitous that the two of you found each other and have been working together on things, and it's just fantastic to see, how much you've evolved. I feel like I've watched, a lot of projects grow up. Like, I've watched them through their adolescence and into their teen years, and they're getting into adulthood. It's just beautiful.
Yeah. Well, you've been around since the beginning.
I realize every day I look at I just did episode 88 of my podcast. I'm like, wow, 88. Wow. I feel so old. I don't know. It's crazy.
Virtually old, yeah.
So is there like a rule, like dog years is 7 to 1? What is VR age? I think it almost should be negative. Like VR makes time go longer.
We're still trying to get to 0. I mean, we're not counting up yet. We're still counting, from -5 to 0.
I don't know. I'm not sure. A while back, I had Carl Krantz on my podcast, and we were talking about SVVR, the expo, and from last
day 0.
May.
Yeah,
the day 0 to day 1, and I said, I think that SVVR Expo 2014 was day 1. I thought it was day 1, and I still kind of stand behind that, because I do believe that was the catalyst for a lot of other shit that happened this year.
Oh, it absolutely was. I mean, yeah. It is the first big VR meetup, and a lot of people focused their attention on VR because of SVVR and the number of people they were able to get together. I mean, if it wasn't for something like that, I think there's a lot of conferences and meetups that wouldn't have started out.
Yeah, I think it was.
Great guy.
Well, of course, right. I mean, that's definitely a big piece of it. But I really do believe that the idea that so many people went to it, and it was just so epic and fun, that everybody realized, wow, this is really happening. And so, maybe not exactly day 1, but maybe it was 0.1. But it was definitely more than 0. Yeah. So I guess Graham is, I don't know, actually he's texting me, please send help, no toilet paper. What do I do? All right, well, hold on. Let me respond back. Use your socks. Okay, we'll see what he says.
I never thought of that. That's a good solution to that problem.
Really? Oh, that
no, I'm just
oh, wait.
That's terrible.
Graham responded back, wearing sandals. Now what? Oh, well, now he's screwed. He's probably watching the chat going, God damn it, guys. So let's not talk about VR chat anymore. What have you been playing other than that, or have you even had a chance to play anything?
Well, I just did the 9-day trip. I got back less than a week ago, and I've got family here. A young daughter, an older son, and a wife, and so I've been owing my evenings to them. You don't just take 9 days away from your family and come back debt-free. So,
yeah, tell me about it.
I've been husband and father for the last week, and I didn't have much time to play anything before that, but I'm really excited to play the that mech demo that's been doing the circuit this week.
I think I played an early version of that.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's different. I don't know. I'll have to go and revisit it.
Yeah, okay. It got some buzz anyway, so I'm excited to try it out.
Well, it's a mech. Everybody loves mechs, I mean, doesn't everybody want one in real life? I know I do.
It would make the commute it'd be slower actually, but it'd be a lot more fun.
Yeah, if I could just push a button, my car transforms into a mech, and I just walk over top of the traffic.
Yeah,
beautiful thing. So, what do you think is gonna? When you were at SVVR, did you get a chance to try the Crescent Bay?
So I tried it at Connect.
That's right.
Connect, but I didn't try it there. There was a huge lineup for it there. I mean, the people who lined up right away when the party started got to try it, but a lot of people didn't. Because whenever they bring that thing out, especially at a larger event, there's going to be lots of people that are interested in seeing it.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Do you think we're going to see it more often now? I mean, do you think Oculus is going to start throwing that thing around like it's a real deal, like they did with the DK2?
I'm sure there's a couple people who have them, although I don't personally know anything like that. But it wasn't at OCVR and it wasn't at VRLA, so I still think that they're rationing it. Yeah.
Well, and I think they're custom built, and they only have a couple, at least right now. So who knows? Yeah.
They had enough for. I mean, they must have had a dozen or so for Connect, right? Presumably.
Yeah, they had pretty many rooms set up. So yeah, but I would say 10 to 12. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure there's 100 of them now, but I don't know why. I'm sure. I just think that's probably like.
So if you know how many Crescent Bays there are in the wild, give us a call. Yeah.
you definitely need a phone-in section here. I think that'd be awesome.
Could we do that? I could be like, caller, you're on the air. And then, of course, I'd just get a bunch of trolls. That'd be pretty funny. Actually, I'd love a way to be able to watch the Hitbox chat for all the, what do we got? Ooh, 15 people watching. Nice. Man. Well, I get more play on the YouTube afterwards,
How's it going, stream?
Woohoo, stream. Ooh, yeah. And then, of course, there's that delay, and everybody's like, hey, what's up? Yay. All right. That's awesome. Okay, so fast forward us to CES 2015. What amazing awesomeness do you think we'll see?
I don't know. I mean,
good answer. Nobody does.
Yeah. I've almost given up on trying to guess. I mean, after Oculus Connect, a couple things there didn't go the way I thought they were going to go, and like, wait. Turns out I don't know anything about this. I thought I had some pretty good guesses, but but it's not something that we can really speculate on. I know both Abrash and Carmack are when it's done people. When are you going to ship it?
Yeah.
It's done. Right. So, we'll see when it's done.
Yeah, I have no idea. And like you said, especially with all the buzz going around about Kinect, boy, do we all have egg on our faces about what we thought. And maybe CES will be that way too. Who knows? Who knows?
Do you have any rumors you've heard?
I've heard a rumor that there's going to be this huge. No, I'm kidding. I have no idea. No, I've actually heard nothing. I know there's going to be a lot of people there showing off new software. Maybe we might see some fun peripherals.
So I think that's a safe bet. I think we're going to see a few VR startups launch their products.
Yeah, we might see some knockoffs. I keep using the term knockoff. I don't mean that in a negative way. Alternative solutions to the Oculus Rift. Yeah.
Heavily inspired by.
Inspired, that's right, yes.
Yeah.
Knockoff's not a bad word. I buy a lot of knockoff stuff. Trust me, if I could buy knockoff Hydras right now, I'd totally buy them. I hope you're listening. Sixth Sense. I'm getting antsy. Where's my stem?
Well, there's one of them in the wild now. You know,
I know.
They gave away production unit 001 to Carl Krantz at SVVR, so you know it's starting. Yay!
Yeah, I heard. I made the joke. I don't know. I think it might have been on the last show that I saw it on eBay already.
yeah. Well, I did see it on YouTube. I mean, he did a little video of it when he took it out of the box.
That's good stuff. Hey, you know what? That reminds me. Speaking of video, so I had D on Everyday VR on the last show, and he has found a really, really clever way to record at a very decent frame rate and resolution, I might add, to record what happens when he uses Gear VR, and then he videotapes himself, he records himself watching it, or doing it, and then musses them together into post-production. But we don't have a way to stream it without, like, I can stream it with like about a 1 second delay. Is it worth it in your opinion to stream with a 1 second delay?
The delay doesn't bother me.
I mean, the delay from me moving to what you see on the screen.
I think that'd probably be fine. Yeah. I mean, when it's streamed out, like I don't watch streams in the Rift. Anyway, like although you can get the stereo, you don't get it. It's not my head motion, so
right.
I mean, I think a lot of people watch them in the monitor. So right. I don't think a delay like that would be a problem at all.
Now, are you the kind of person who thinks that we shouldn't show both eyes then, and just focus on the one eye and then maybe magnify it?
Maybe. I mean, ideally there'd be. Like, for example, when we make a video, or like at the SVVRCon, we actually made sure we streamed out a monitor that was in monitor mode. Right. An audience just understands the big square box. They know what that is. They're used to staring at it from a distance. And I find that it's much more absorbable. I mean, when Palmer came to VR Chat and did his talk, I wish we had a monitor version of that captured. Because it's going to get, I think anyway, and this is somewhat speculation, but I think it's going to get more views. More people will understand what it is they're looking at. When people see the stereo thing, they say, oh, this is something that I don't understand. Or, oh, this is something that's complicated that I have to wear a headset for or something, and you're just going to lose a portion of your audience.
You know, that's a good point. Because I've been playing, was it that Hero Bound in my Rift, or in my Gear VR. Really digging that game. It's pretty fun. And I thought, I got to like level 3 and all of a sudden I'm like, damn it, I should have recorded this whole thing. I could have been doing a Let's Play this whole time. So I'm going to go back and replay it and do that. I'm going to stream it or record it and put it on YouTube. I don't know. I'm still speculating because that delay, because when I stream it to my computer and OBS picks it up, it's like, that delay is pretty rough.
Now, could you do a time offset in post? Could you record them to separate files and load them up in Premiere and time offset them?
Yeah, I mean, if I was going to do that though, I might as well just use D's 720p 60 frame per second record option. Might as well just do that then, and then just sit in front of my webcam and record myself. Which, I don't know, maybe I'll just do that and put it on YouTube. That way people can watch it whenever they want. Streams are so complicated sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that's online for you, right?
Yeah, totally. All right, well, cool. I guess, Graham is screaming for help still out of the toilet. It's a shame. I'm just getting back at him for that picture he took of me at the beach house. There it is. He might be coming back soon.
That picture's a classic, though.
It is a classic. At least I didn't end up with marker all over my face. Hey, I'm a lightweight. What can I say? All right. So if people want to know more about VR chat and want to get in contact with you or create their stuff for your app, what do we want to tell them?
Well, I'm Jesse at vrchat.net, and we're not big enough that we can't give out our email addresses. vrchat.net is the source for the client, and if you want to sign up for the SDK, go to those places. Also, there's new forums we launched for developers to ask and answer questions there, and some of our users have really been kind of awesome and written a couple tutorials already to post up there. So.
Oh, cool. So how long has your forum been up?
I think we launched it a couple weeks ago now, yeah.
Okay, all right. Have you gotten spammed yet?
Not seriously. I'm sure it's on the way.
Oh, it's on the way, all right. Oh, poor new forums. I always pity new forums. It's like, how many...
At least we're using a modern forum software, so hopefully any security and human verification stuff that they do will hopefully be effective for us.
So no PHPBB?
No. Something quite modern. I can't remember what it was. Graham set it up.
Awesome. I hope that works out. That's really cool. Are we going to do... so what? Today's Friday, so Sunday. Let's say Bruce comes out and says, "Sorry, no chat." Let's definitely make sure we do a VR chat.
Yep.
This Sunday.
Yeah, we'll do one at Sunday at 4:00. Yeah, rain or shine. Yeah, it's always
and
sunny
that's
in VR.
4 p.m.
4
Pacific.
p.m. Pacific.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yep.
7 p.m. Eastern, and midnight in England. And something like that, yeah, all right. Because I think it's 5 hours from New York to London, something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I think we're time zone minus 7 or 8 here. I can't remember.
It's terrible. All right, well, I think we've done enough damage, Jesse and Graham in the toilet. Thank you for coming on the show and sharing all the good stuff that's going on in your world, and we expect to see some new, fun, exciting things down the road.
Always a pleasure, and I'll try and hook you up.
Awesome. All right. Well, this has been another wonderful and flawless and without error or glitch episode of Feedback with Reverend Kyle. Be sure to tune in next week as I will have Stephen Colbert on the show. I'm kidding. We might be able to get Pee-wee Herman. I'm not sure. So, all right. Well, thanks everybody for watching, and have a good one. Woohoo! Woohoo! Yeah! I think I'm gonna go play drums. Oh wait, I forgot I don't have any. I don't have any Hydra. Damn it!
Jump on them.
Yeah! Woo! Yeah! Drum solo! Woo! All right. Yeah! Keith Moon, eat your heart out.